TFA fam, welcome into the Sunday show. We got a trio today. We got a little treat for you all. Maddie joining. Kev is making his first Sunday appearance of the 2023 fantasy football season. Here to help you out with all of your start sit questions. So go ahead and start dropping them in. We already got a couple, but first, as always, let's take a look at the Week 3 injury report. So our inactives and doubtfuls, Austin Eckler, Jamal Williams, Anthony Richardson has been ruled out. Bryce Young looks like he's going to miss a week or two. Waddle's out with a concussion. Zay Jones, Justin Hill, Odell, and Monty, all inactive or doubtful. Questionables are Aaron Jones, Christian Watson, Joe Burrow. I don't know. I don't know if Jamar Chase was just throwing it out there like toy with everyone, but he does not think that Burrow has been himself or that he will play this week. So hopefully you don't have anything massive resting on that decision. And then actives and expected, Pacheco, Metcalf, Amon-Ra, and Kenny Gainwell joining the fold after DeAndre Swift just had that massive week last week. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that shakes out. But with all that said, let's dive into the first question here. We have Alexis coming through. The first one, Clyde Edwards-Helaire or Charbonnet? This might be the first time we've had either of them mention this year, and they're in the same question.
CEH. I mean, I'd pick something else if you can. But Charbonnet's not really been given any work, and it's going to be the Kenneth Walker show, I think.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, I'd go with CEH. I mean, yeah.
At least you could paint a picture where the Chiefs get up. If Pacheco was banged up, they rest him, and CEH gets a little bit more run. So
agree.
Craig Reynolds or Rico Dowdle?
Craig.
Yeah.
Gabe Davis, Courtland Sutton?
Ooh. I like Gabe.
Yeah, I agree on that one too.
Pierce or Paca?
I'd normally say Parker, but that weather is supposed to be absolutely disastrous in that game. So I don't really like Pierce, but I mean, Minshew's going to throw more than Richardson does. So let's go Pierce.
It's tough times in these streets, Alexis. I mean,
I know. CEH and Alex Pierce, man.
I feel like there's got to be better options than either one of those two wide receivers. You know? Was it just me? I mean, take advantage of the Miami situation. I highly doubt anybody's, rostering Craycraft or Berrios. Yeah. Both of those guys should definitely be. I would much rather play one of those two over them. I can't imagine anybody has those two rostered with Jalen Waddle out. I mean, I have no interest whatsoever to play either one of those. I mean, Josh Downs maybe. I mean, he sees targets over what those guys are probably.
I do like Downs.
I just think there's better options out there than either of those two bums.
Yeah, I definitely play Downs over Pierce in that same offense.
I like the Craycraft call.
And Craycraft should step into the Waddle role, I think. Berrios has been playing regardless, and Craycraft, I think, is the one that gets the boost. And he's had like deeper targets than Berrios. Berrios is more of just the lower A dot guy.
Let's just appreciate you swinging through, and as always, we are terrible at promoting ourselves, so please don't forget to like and subscribe.
I'll just the last thing that you said, Maddie, on that. Not that we should be spending much time on talking about these two wide receivers, but Berrios actually has a higher ADOT and a higher air yard share than Craycraft does.
I thought I saw opposite. Maybe
Berrios is a 13.1 average at the target with a 15% market share of air yards, and Craycraft has a 10.86 average at the target with a 10% air market share of air yards.
You can keep going. I'm just going to pull up what I was looking at.
Scott, who would you start? Deshaun Watson versus Tennessee or Russ Wilson versus Miami?
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, Deshaun.
And which defense? Jets, Jags, or Browns?
Jets at home in that nasty weather game.
Yeah.
Truth Teller, NFL Sunday, fellas, best day of the week. Saturday's the best, but Sundays are a close second. Who's starting? White from Tampa or Kelly versus Minnesota? I'm assuming we're going to be across the board on Kelly here in a great spot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Joshua Kelly, Ken McArthur, Dell, Kendre, Downs in a PPR.
Dell.
I do think Kendre is really interesting. I'm actually playing a little bit of him in DFS, but Tank Dell is hard. He's a much safer option. Saw 10 targets last week and in a matchup that he should be throwing a lot. So, which they already have been anyway. But yeah, I would go Tank Dell.
Phantom, half PPR, Dotson or Elijah Moore in the flex?
I'm going to go Elijah Moore.
I like Dotson.
First time I needed this morning. I'm gonna go Elijah Moore here. I think he should have had a better box score last week, but he had 2 catches on the sideline that were ruled incomplete. So then in this matchup, they're not gonna be able to run the ball. It's Jerome Ford. They're just gonna absolutely stuff the box there. So I like Elijah Moore in this matchup. Fuck you, Matty. Luis, do I sell high on Swift? I have Henry, Gibbs, and Zach Moss.
I would, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm on the team that if Swift continues to get the workload that he got last week, at some point he's gonna get hurt just because he gets hurt every year. And 2, I think Gainwell is going to be more involved than people want him to be. So.
Kev, do you have any RBs you might be targeting if you're selling high on Swift, assuming that going after an RB, or maybe, or I guess just in general, since we don't really know.
I mean, I think for someone like Swift, I think you go after. I'm all about right now going after the people, the running backs that I think people are going to be the lowest on, and it's not going to because. I mean, with Swift, you're not getting any of the high echelon guys, but I think players like Javonte Williams and guys that have kind of struggled a little bit so far to start the year, but are eventually going to get on track and are going to get going, and they're easy to acquire. They're not going to cost you very much because most of so I'm okay with selling someone like DeAndre Swift or somebody like that who can pay big dividends down the line versus somebody that because Swift I mean, that's probably the best game he's going to have all year, and it wouldn't shock me if this is just a 50-50 split between him and Gainwell. And there's trying to predict it on a weekly basis is going to be tough.
And I mean, there's a reason he got the little amount of work that he did in week 1, and Gainwell was their main guy. They went into the season starting Gainwell, just because that's what they felt gave their team the best chance to win. So, I mean, yes, Swift looked good. We have to consider the fact that it was against Minnesota, who is just disastrous on defense, but. I agree with Kev. I think it's going to be more of a split than we want.
Ali, good to see you in here. Is this your first appearance this season? Either way, good to see you back. Pick 3: Aaron Jones, Brees, Dotson, Ford, Kelly, and Bourne. So Kelly's a lock. Where are we going after that?
I don't think Aaron Jones plays because they called up Patrick Taylor again from the practice squad, which we should have that news here in 14 minutes because they're a 1:00 game. Man. Kelly, Ford, and Dotson, or Kelly, Brees, and Dotson is what. Those are the 3.
I mean, if Aaron Jones plays, I'm playing Aaron Jones.
Correct.
So it would be Aaron Jones, Kelly. I think Aaron Jones plays, personally. But so I would go Aaron Jones, Kelly, and Dotson. If he doesn't play, I would then pivot to Breece Hall.
Tyler coming through with the super chat. Appreciate you, my man. Pittman, Reynolds, or Atwell?
So the weather in Baltimore is actually looking fine. I like Pittman with Minshew.
Yeah. I've looking at the weather for today. It doesn't look like there's anything of any game that's like super concerning, like wind wise or
it's
anything.
Just the,
like
the
that.
Jets and New England game that looks really gross. Other than
it looks gross, but I at least far as the wind is concerned, is the one thing that I care about the most. I didn't see anything. I think the most I saw there was possible like 30-mile-an-hour gusts, but most of it was like 10 to 15-mile-an-hour sustained winds.
Yep, that's right. 10, 15 sustained, 30-mile-an-hour gusts with a ton of rain. So yeah, Pittman.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, Tyler. Thank you very much. Where were we at here? New Jerusalem. Full PPR, need one flex. Algier, Reynolds, Sky Moore.
Algier.
So a couple of interesting nuggets about the Lions today that kind of worries me about their running game is their offensive line.
Uh-huh.
They're going to be missing at least two of their starting. Taylor Decker is supposed to be out, and I always mess his name up. Vaitai is supposed to be out as well. And so that's a pretty big blow to that offensive line. And I know there was a report that Jahmyr Gibbs is supposed to get the bulk of the carries, but I don't trust Dan Campbell.
They like Craig Reynolds too.
Yeah, but it worries me with that offensive line that how are they going to be able to hold up?
Honestly, like Sky Moore here. I think this is my flag plant play for DFS too. Is I think we get vintage Patrick Mahomes today, like 4 to 5 touchdowns, and I think Sky Moore probably catches one of them.
So I would view this as I think Tyler Algier is it's crazy to say, the safe pick of these because we just know he's going to get like 15, 16 touches today. But I think the ceiling play is Sky Moore.
Agree.
Walito says Javonte Boom Week is coming.
I don't hate it.
No. I like it. It's coming. It's coming at some point. It's right around the corner, and then it's just going to be the Javonte takeoff for the rest of the season. Ken, Watson, Dalvin, Najee in a PPR.
It's gonna be Christian Watson as long as he's active.
Agree. I don't think it's really close either.
If he's
still,
not,
my Jaylen Warren is holding strong. I got him as a top 24 running back this week, and I have Najee in the 30s. I think it's coming. I think the days of Najee are numbered.
I agree.
God, what an awful fucking pick that was to take him in the first round. Just absolutely dreadful. Truth. Do I change anything here? I've got Swift and Stevenson starting. Pickens in the flex. My bench is Breece and B-Rob, Thomas, Herbert, and Gainwell.
I don't think so. The only one that it's even considering for me would be Brian Robinson over Swift, but I also because I don't like the matchup at all for Swift. And Brian Robinson, like he's locked in. He's getting 20 touches. Like it's just almost inevitable now.
Yeah.
Like that's what his role is here. And so, but I don't also love the matchup for them either against Buffalo. But I think I would keep it because I think Swift has the ability to be more involved in the passing game. I'm assuming this is PPR. So I think I would leave everything else. I'm fine. I like George Pickens over Michael Thomas, as a flex, and I'm not playing any of the other guys in the flex over Pickens.
I agree.
We need 3 here for Ken McAtha. Pacheco, Jacobs, Mostert, Cook.
Sit Pacheco.
Yep.
Andrea, good morning to you. Emmy back rocking with us. Swift, White, Madison, Kelly. We need 2.
Give me the 2 from Minnesota and LAC. Madison, Kelly.
Yep.
Higgins, Judy, Hollywood, London in a PPR.
Judy.
Yeah. Obviously, normally it would be Higgins, but I'm operating under you kind of have to operating under the assumption that Joe Burrow is going to miss. It just doesn't sound positive that he's going to play. I moved Higgins down into the 40s, and I moved Jamar Chase down to like wide receiver 24, and I don't even feel great about that. Like, I have no faith whatsoever in Jake Browning, to be. Yeah, we're going to get a truly gross. Thank God this is a doubleheader on Monday Night Football, so we don't have to sit there and watch that the entire time, because that's going to be super ugly.
I think this is a pick 2 also, so I'd say Judy in London.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, good call. Need one here for Andrea. Connor, Sanders, Mostert.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep, okay, Mostert as well. Thanks for grabbing that, Kev. Goff, Love, or hope for Burrow?
You can't wait for Burrow.
No, you can't wait for Burrow.
Royally screwed. And so, I would go Goff.
Yep.
Yeah, Goff from me as well. Sorry I didn't see that, Tyler. Thanks for grabbing that, Kevin. Thanks for another one, Ty. Our guy Ty coming through strong today. Smith or Olave in PPR?
Olave.
Yeah, I am somewhat hesitant because of the matchup. Do they just shadow him with Jair Alexander? But I'd still go Olave.
I looked at this earlier, Kevin. Maybe this is on our Wednesday show. Probably was. But Olave does go into the slot a fair amount. So, and I don't know how often Alexander will shadow into the slot if Olave goes there. So at least he'll be able to get away from him at some point. He's not just going to be stuck out there on an island against him. Tubbs, pick one of PPR: Higgins, Sanders, Pittman, Kana.
Pittman.
No, you don't like Sanders this week at all, Matty?
I do. I mean, he's fine. Chuba's definitely eating into more of his workload than I would like, especially like with the short yardage stuff. But I mean, you can definitely play running back against Seattle. I think Pittman, Baltimore's dealing with issues in the secondary, and Minshew has shown to be totally capable of throwing the ball. I mean, he put up 34 against Dallas defense last year, 34 real points when he was with the Eagles, and it's the same offensive coordinator. So I don't think Indy, or I do think Indy's going to be able to move the ball a little bit. So I like Pittman.
Flight Zone: Gainwell, Reynolds, JSN, and Jaden Reed. Need an RB and a flex and a 16-teamer. Let's go.
Gainwell, Reynolds. Is that Craig Reynolds, I assume?
Yeah, it has to be if we need a running back here.
Let's go Gainwell and Jaden Reed. That's a tough one. I don't really like the matchup for Gainwell, but I just don't know how involved Craig Reynolds is going to be. And Gainwell, we at least know in week 1 he was the starting running back. So
yeah, and it's a little bit clear because Boston Scott's out, so you don't have to worry about him coming in and taking some touches.
And Penny is not existent because if he was going to be a thing, he would have been a thing last week.
Yeah. So I think I agree. Probably go Gainwell. The wide receivers are tough because both of these are likely wide receiver 3s now, with a little likelihood of Christian Watson returning today. So if Christian Watson was out, it's definitely Jaden Reed. If I still think you go Jaden Reed though, because he has been fantastic so far for the first 2 weeks of the season. JSN is fine. It would change obviously if like DK Metcalf, he was questionable, but it sounds like he's going to play. So with all those things considered, I just think Jayden Reed makes the most sense here.
Appreciate the super chat, Flight Zone. Thank you very much. I think we got that one. Gator fan, sit 2 in a full PPR. Davis, Dotson, Tank Dell, Elijah Moore.
I'm going to sit Dotson and Moore there.
I agree. Kev?
I'm going to play Jahan Dotson. I'm going to go Dotson and Elijah Moore. Or, excuse me, Dotson and Tank Dell. Sorry.
Adam C. Flex PPR, Pierce, Sutton, Reed, Tank Dell, or Quatson.
I'm going to go Christian Watson.
I will go Tank Dell. Fuck you, Kev. Emmy, would you drop Dobbs for Tank Dell?
Yes.
I would.
Yes, 100%.
Is it okay to drop Dobbs or Quentin Johnson? Do you guys have a preference of who you would drop here?
I'm dropping Dobbs.
Yep, agree.
Like Quentin Johnson, at some point, you have to give your first round pick a chance, right? Like I know it's been Joshua Palmer to this point, but eventually at some point, or an injury is going to happen.
Or an injury, yeah. I was going to say
something's going to happen. He's eventually going to get run. I don't want to drop him.
No, it's too good of an offense.
I don't feel like Romeo Dobbs is all of a sudden, going to start balling.
Yeah.
He was fine at best with Christian Watson out, and so I just don't have a lot of faith there. Like in Green Bay, I would much rather have Watson than Jayden Reed are the two guys that I want. Dobbs, and Tank Dell, I think, is the real deal.
Agree.
Glock Guy. Good to see Glock Guy in here. Sup, boys? Mike Williams or Ramondre?
Big Mike.
Pew, pew.
I'm going to go Ramondre.
Interesting.
I'm going to go Mike Will here.
It's probably a smart play, honestly.
But Kev's got his DFS brain working.
CHB, good morning. Icon season. Who should I flex? DK or Pickens? Already starting Keenan Allen and Puka.
I'm going to go DK Metcalf.
Yeah, if he plays, it's DK.
And then Ritter or Pickett. Sitting Jordan Love.
I'm going to go Pickett. The matchup.
I actually don't hate Ritter. As weird as it sounds, it's a 47 total and only a 3-point spread. So and Detroit's a little tough to run on, but you can throw all over him. So I actually don't mind Ritter.
Yeah, but it's trusting. My problem with it is actually believing that Arthur Smith will actually commit to doing something like that. That's what worries me. Where Pickett,
I think he's gonna. I think he's gonna have to. I think they're gonna be playing from behind.
Which is and definitely. Christian Watson and Aaron Jones are inactive.
Oh shit!
So fire up Jayden Reed with confidence. It makes it even easier.
Would you guys rather just play Love over Ritter or Pickett?
Honestly,
So he has the worst matchup of the three for sure. It's just a tougher matchup for him against the Saints defense. Saints defense has been really good.
He looks so much better than the other two, though.
Yeah, he is, yeah. But I mean, the Raiders defense is atrocious in every single facet. Like, if this Steelers offense can't get it going, like they've had much tougher matchups the last 2 weeks. Now, and so some of this is like baked into that, right? We're like, oh, the people are overreacting to those 2 weeks where they were truly playing. They played the 49ers in week 1, and then they played the Browns, who have arguably a top 10 defense as well last week. And so now you get the Raiders, who have arguably one of the worst defenses in the league. And so this feels like, to me, it's just a little bit overthinking. So I think Kenny Pickett's just the easiest option. He has the best matchup of all three of them. And so I just think Kenny Pickett makes the most sense. And he does offer a little bit in terms of being able to, use his legs.
D-Bro, good morning, guys. Nice win for Penn State. Ugly dub for LSU. It was very nice to see Penn State just dominate Iowa. Nico or Lockett in a PPR here for D-Bro.
Ooh. That's a tough one. I mean, flip a coin.
It feels.
I actually have so I have Nico ranked 16th, and I have Lockett 17th.
Yeah,
so.
it's flip a coin. I mean, I like both of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Nico, which is crazy, but yeah.
I'll go Nico too, but it doesn't feel great picking him over Lockett. But like I said, it's flip a coin.
Are we still confident in Laporta over Njoku rest of the season? Once I drop Njoku, I'm sure he'll be gone in next waiver wire. Mind you, I have Amon-Ra on this team as well. Deshaun Watson looks like an absolute bag of shit. So.
You're not wrong. But
I think Laporta is going to be more consistent over the course of the season, and I think Njoku is going to be really frustrating. Like, I think Njoku is going to have some big games, but there's also going to be games where he catches 2 passes for 18 yards. I think Laporta is going to be more consistent to get you like the 4 for 40, and he's going to have a couple, 6 for 50 and a score. But I think Njoku has a higher ceiling, like individual weeks, but definitely a lower floor. I would stick with Laporta and avoid the headache.
Yeah. Michael, this one was already answered for you. Christian Watson has been ruled out for this game. Got a kicker question here for Gator fan, Dicker the kicker or McPherson?
I actually updated my kicker rankings last night, so I'm
nothing going on in the Steele household, I guess.
I mean, Missouri won, so I was feeling good about myself,
So feeling good about himself, so he had to fire up the kicker rankings.
I knew Gator fan was going to come in here with the kicker question, so I had to have him ready. And I got Cameron Dicker as the K2 this week. So
yeah, Dicker the kicker
as the K2. Words that have never been spoken on the TFA airwaves before, I don't think. Andrea, New England or New Orleans at D?
New England.
New England.
Mikey Brown, we need 2 here. Lockett, Addison, or Flowers? Who are we sitting? Have Cousins a QB if that matters to either of you.
I want to play all 3 of those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be Lockett and Flowers.
I agree. Sit Addison.
It's tough.
Cook or Brees in a PPR?
Cook.
James Cook.
Yvette, Cook, Kelly, Williams. We need 2 in a half flex or a half in the flex half point PPR.
Assume that's James Cook.
That's what I was thinking.
I would, even if it's James or Dalvin, I'm going Kelly and Mike Will.
Yeah.
AP, Waddle is out. I need a flex. Godwin, Judy, or no. It gets me every time. It gets me every time. It's the best.
Judy.
I'm going Godwin.
I will go Godwin as well. Truth, Jackson defense or New England?
New England.
I'm assuming we're going New England over the rest of those defenses as well.
I want anybody who's playing against Zach Wilson. So
I don't hate Cleveland D, but
yeah, I like Cleveland's defense as well, but going up against Zach Wilson in a game where it could be shitty weather, like Zach Wilson's bad already. Now you're throwing in potential weather issues into it. Yes, it's New England. Harry Romero, full PPR. Who do I play at RB2? Pacheco or Kendre?
Kendre.
I'm gonna go Pacheco. I do like Kendre. Like I said, I probably one of the few people that actually have him ranked inside the top 24. But I have Pacheco a little bit higher, so I'm gonna go Pacheco.
Yeah, it's hard with me for Kendre this week just because we have to remember not only was he banged up to start the year, he was banged up throughout training camp as well. I mean, on the other side, obviously you have Tony Jones, who looks like he's carrying a fucking piano on his back whenever he runs. But like, how much work does he really get in his first showing? With the injuries that he's been dealing with. So I think Pacheco is a little bit safer. Ken, Hopkins, Burks, Tutu, Myers, Reynolds, Hunt, McLaurin. Pick 2. It is a PPR and a half point per carry.
So McLaurin
for sure. 2-2. McLaurin and 2-2.
I'm gonna go McLaurin and Jacoby Myers.
Well, I'm not going to be any help because I would go McLaurin and Craig Reynolds in a half point per carry. Like even if Gibbs, if that report comes true that he gets the bulk of the carries, I still think Reynolds gets you 4 points just on carries alone, right? I think he's like at least going to get like 8 to 10.
I agree
in that situation. So I would go Reynolds there in a half point and a half per carry.
That's fine.
Sorry, Ken.
Definitely play McLaurin though.
Yeah. Torn between Washington or New Orleans defense.
New Orleans
for me. Tim, man, a lot of defense questions today. Seahawks, Steelers, or Miami.
I'm gonna go Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Steelers.
Appreciate you all rocking with us. If you have yet to do so, please hit us with a sub and a like. It's all we ask, and it helps us out a ton. We'll also be live. Kev, are we gonna do waivers tonight, or are we gonna wait with the fucking debauchery that we saw with the doubleheader on Monday last week?
Probably tonight.
Okay.
Considering what else
we'll go live tonight, and then we'll be fucking wrong on our waivers again, so you guys can sit back and enjoy that. Jay Rosa, what's up, TFA? Always a great listen. Thank you, Jay Rosa. Who should I start in my flex? Pierce, Tank Dell, Judy, Herbert, Gainwell, Kendre on the bench. Tank
Dell.
Doesn't this feel like, though, like I just keep staring at it, like I can't do it, but like doesn't this feel like the game that like all of a sudden Damian Pierce just has a game and when like nobody was expecting it? It's this is how it works, right? Like eventually everybody jumps off, nobody wants to play him, and then all of a sudden they go out and they rush for 100 yards and 2 scores. Like I'm not doing it just because of how bad he's been and the offensive line issues and everything, but it just feels that way.
I do think this week could give Pierce owners a little more hope than what's happened. Like if they can keep it close, I do think it was interesting that line opened at 7, moved all the way up to 9.5, and it's now come down to 8.5. So if they could keep it close, like that Jags defense just doesn't do anything for me. So I don't know that Pierce goes off in this matchup, but I do think we could look back at the box score tonight and be like, oh, okay, Pierce was flex worthy at least. But I'm still going to go Tank Dell here. Chad Lance, Warren, White, Kelly. Fuck one, marry one, kill one. Go.
Kelly.
Yeah.
Love Kelly in this matchup. Musgrave, Ferguson on waivers. I have Njoku. Should I keep starting Njoku?
I like Ferguson personally.
Yeah, Musgrave's running a lot of routes and everything, but he's just not seeing targets. But Ferguson's seeing a ton of red zone usage and end zone usage. So
yeah.
And the scary thing is we haven't even really seen the Cowboys even be pushed yet. So, like, I think there's a lot better things coming here for them in that offense. Because eventually, I think, what is it, after this week? I think when they play the 49ers here soon, and then they go on a run where they're actually going to have to play real football teams and not get this. I mean, you couldn't have imagined an easier start to the season for
Giants,
the Cowboys so far.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah.
G. Garcia. Connor, Swift, Ertz at the flex.
We'll go Swift on this.
Yeah, sure.
I think Ertz is interesting, but he doesn't have a ceiling. Like he's been getting a boatload of targets.
He's going to catch 8 passes for 6 yards.
Right, just catch and fall down. Mike Duke, 2 in a standard. Lockett, Pittman, Zay, and Nico. Ooh.
Wow. Good for you.
Congrats on the sex.
I'm going to go the first one and the last one.
Yeah. I mean, again, flip a coin on Nico and Lockett, right?
With it being a standard league, I mean, so obviously just receptions don't matter.
Yeah.
And so a touchdown is going to matter a whole lot more. And I just feel like those two have the better shot of scoring a touchdown between the four of them.
I do like Pittman and his odds to score too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd probably go Pittman and then flip a coin on Nico and Lockett. So Pittman and we'll go Nico. Pittman and Nico.
Man, that is such a close group for me. Zay's the clear last one.
Yeah, in standard.
Just
yeah.
out of those in standard. I think I lean Pittman and Nico as well. Is Humphrey out for this game again? Do you guys know?
I believe so.
That's
confirm.
not one. I did not see that one. If he is out, I would go Pittman and Nico. If Humphrey is back, I would go Lockett and Nico. Pierce or Kelly for triple cross. That is going to be Kelly for us. CHB.
Yeah. Humphrey's inactive.
Okay, so I would go Pittman there. Pacheco or Algier at RB2.
Pacheco.
Pacheco for me as well. Watson or Wilson in the flex. That is going to be Wilson with Watson ruled out. Gus or Algier for Fred.
I'm going Gus.
Gus.
I like Gus here as well. Noel, London, Dotson, Elijah Moore, JSN, and a full PPR.
London.
I like London there as well.
Oh, wow. Izukama is inactive for Miami. So that should give you confidence, for Craycraft and Berrios.
AP, Smith, Dak, or Love?
Dak.
You want to go Dak? Hold on, my Tam's daughter's tablet all of a sudden started playing. I couldn't figure out what it was. Now I figured out what it is. Her tablet all of a sudden out of nowhere started playing. It's playing Blippi. So you guys might haven't got to that point in your lives yet of having to listen.
No,
to
we have.
It is.
Yeah,
it's
we
Stone
have.
Cold Worst.
PLI PPI.
Blippi.
Godwin or Addison and a half PPR. Kevin's just going to smash that tablet and just needed it to be turned off so we didn't see the dad rage.
Godwin.
Going for me as well. I do like Addison in this matchup, but I think it's a bounce back week for Godwin. Buffalo, Cleveland, or the Steelers defense.
Let's go Cleveland at home.
I'm going to go Pittsburgh. Although they made me say nice things about them this offseason, they've just been a bucket of shit since I've said that. So, but I did see a stat where it was like, when pressured, Jimmy Garoppolo has his QB rating is worse than if he had no completions. I can't remember what the numbers were. I think like it's like a 6.3 rating. And a 39 rating is if like you had no completions and no interceptions.
Jeez.
And we know that that Steelers defense can get after it. So I'm gonna go Pittsburgh there. Noel needs to drop somebody for a kicker. The bench is Algier, Ford, Moore, Dotson, JSN, and Hunter Henry. Assuming you have a functional tight end, Noel, I would just drop Hunter Henry there. I don't really want to drop any of those other names.
Yeah.
Joe Def, we need 2 PPR flex, super flex. Fields, -10 for a pick 6, -3 for a pick fumble. Metcalf, B-Rob, Madison, Thomas, Reynolds, and Swift. Man.
I'm going Fields and Madison.
I'm going to go Fields and Metcalf.
Madison couldn't have had 2 worse matchups to start the year with Tampa Bay and Philly, and now he gets the cake run defense of the Chargers. And I think, Akers is inactive. Not that he was, even if he was active, not that he was going to have a big role anyways. But, I mean, Madison has shown that he can score, 20-plus points when he gets starts. So, I actually like him today. So, Fields and Madison for me.
Kev, I went Fields and Metcalf.
Yeah, I'm going to go Fields and Madison, too. It is close.
Andrew, appreciate the kind words. Not good at fantasy. Pickens or Higgins if Burrow is out?
Pickens.
Yeah, not even close.
Yvette, Goff or Fields?
Fields.
Yep.
Auden Taysom Hill also available here for AP. Trying to scroll up to see what Musgrave, Ferguson, and Njoku. So we're throwing Musgrave, Ferguson, and Njoku into that fold as well.
Ferguson.
Emilio, wide receiver 2 and a flex in a PPR league. Pittman, Watson, not considered here. Judy, Wilson, Javonte, and Mostert.
Pittman and Javonte.
I'm going to go Pittman and Mostert.
Pittman and Mostert for me as well.
I'm good with that.
I do like Javonte this week, but feel a little bit better about Mostert.
Yeah, Ahmed's inactive too. Ahmed, however you Salvin.
Okay, so we'll go with that one. Shelton, wide receiver 2, Addison or Puka. This is going to be Puka.
Puka.
I do like the spot that Addison is in, but you can't set 15 target Puka. Although that game is setting up to look like a lot of fantasy fun, which means it's going to be a 20-17 game. Kendre Miller or Roschon, we need upside here.
Miller's probably more likely to score 2 touchdowns of the 2, right? He probably gets the goal line work.
I feel like, though...
Or is Tony Jones going to get the goal line work? Well, Taysom Hill, too.
Who the hell knows that? But, I feel like...
I mean, it's half PBR, so you have to weigh touchdowns.
Right. Roschon, though, I just feel like, especially... I mean, if they get blown out, he's going to see way more work. We've seen it before. I think it was week 1 where he scored like 17 or 18 points because of garbage time. And he is the better pass catcher. And I just feel like I would go Roschon over Kendre if you're shooting for upside.
I would go Kendre here. Noel, pick 2 QBs. Fields, Burrow, Stafford, Love, Baker. 4.48 passing touchdown.
Fields and Stafford.
Fields and Stafford for me as well.
Yeah.
Elijah Moore or Sutton?
Sutton.
Elijah Moore.
Go Elijah Moore there. Cap for life. Gentlemen, Hubbard or Herbert?
I'm going to go Herbert.
Herbert and Shaheed. Yeah. Shaheed in the flex.
Aiden, Pittman or Cooper? I'm going to go Amari on this one. Can't break the tie.
Yeah, it's Amari. Like I have Amari as a top 12 wide receiver this week.
Fields or Love for Stephen
Fields.
Mapp.
Yeah.
Michael Brown, Cook or Warren? Kevin's right up your alley.
Yeah, I'm going to go James Cook.
Yeah, Cook.
Kev, break out those kicker rankings. We have 4 to pick from here. McPherson, Joseph, McManus, Meyer.
Oh, Greg Joseph. I got him at K6.
Philly or Jags for the D?
I'm going to go Philly.
Jags.
Jags for me as well. Olave, Gibbs, London in the flex.
Olave.
I'm going to go Gibbs. I have Jahmyr Gibbs at RB7 this week, so really like Jahmyr Gibbs. But I do like Olave. I have him at...
Yeah, Olave's gotten 11 and 10 targets first 2 weeks. And Green Bay's, you can throw on Green Bay. You can really do anything in Green Bay. They're not a great defense.
I'm gonna go Olave just because I'm not buying the Gibbs majority of the touches thing just yet.
Well, that and also, how many times is Carr going to turn around and hand off to Kendrick Miller and Tony Jones Jr.? I mean, I feel like that's going to be a pass game for them. Because if he does turn around and hand it off, they're going to be playing from behind the sticks anyways. So
we have 3 straight Jayden Reed questions coming up. Reed or Gus Edwards?
Reed with Watson out.
I'm gonna go Gus. Kev, Jayden Reed is your boy. Who are you going with?
I'm gonna go Jayden Reed. It is close, but I'm gonna go Jayden Reed.
Tank Dell or Jayden Reed?
Tank Dell.
Oh, it was the same question back to back. I will also go Tank Dell.
I'm gonna go Tank Dell.
Okay. There's a raga. Heard Watson isn't playing. Who do I start? Hollywood or Cooks?
Cooks.
I'm gonna go Hollywood.
I'm gonna go Hollywood as well. God, that feels gross. In Laporta we trust. Goddamn
Amen.
right. London or Watson? Well, this is going to be London. Feel pretty confident about my start sit on that one. Chiefs D or Pats defense with the weather?
Chiefs.
Pats.
I'm gonna go Pats with the weather. If the weather wasn't a thing here, I would go Chiefs. I really like them this week.
The only thing I would ask though, if you're so worried about the weather, that means probably neither team is going to throw the ball very much, which is going to lead to less likelihood of any sort of turnovers, sacks, all that stuff. And so
I also think Fields runs the ball 27 times today, which is also going to decrease.
Agree.
I mean, possible, but the Chiefs defense has been elite so far through the first 2 weeks of the season. And
I think so. Last week we saw the Pats play back and just let Miami run, and this week I think the Pats are going to play up and force the Jets to throw. So even if the Jets do just run the ball over and over again, they're not gonna get any first downs or anything. So at some point they're gonna have to throw, and when they do, it's Zach Wilson and freaking 30-mile-an-hour gusts. I don't even like Zach Wilson and 0-mile-an-hour gusts.
I would not start him in a box. I would not start him with a fox. I would not
Blippy.
I will say this about Blippy though. I will give that man credit to be able to act like that and everything else. Like it is, I couldn't do it, and the man makes, I can only imagine, ungodly amount of money.
Yeah, and got his start shitting in public. If you guys didn't know that, look up his past and how he got started. Goddard or Pitts for Triple Cross?
I hope that's not one of his YouTube videos.
I think it was an old one.
Goddard.
Yeah, it's Goddard. The $3,900 Kyle Pitts today.
Oh God,
interesting. I saw that. I like it. Taysom Hill or Everett?
I actually don't mind Taysom. If Kendrick Miller is limited in any capacity, Taysom Hill is going to get a ton of work.
Yeah, I don't mind it either.
He had 9 carries for 75 yards last week.
Yeah. Patel, good to see you back with us. Hope all is well with you as well. Wilson or Tank Dell in a PPR? Worried about the weather at MetLife and Zach Wilson. I would go Tank Dell here.
Yeah, Tank Dell, and even without weather, I'd go Tank Dell here.
Yeah.
Our man, Tam 2 QB league. Please pick one: Stafford or a Dak. QB1 is Hurts.
Dak.
Yeah,
I'll go Dak as well. It's closer than it should be though. Hopkins or Judy for Alexis?
Judy.
After the huddle, would you sit T-Law for Goff? T-Law has a 0-3 touchdown to pick ratio against Houston. They've allowed 1 pass touchdown this year.
I'm playing T-Law here. Houston is missing like 8 of their starting defenders.
Yeah. Stingley is out. Petre's been banged up for the past couple weeks.
Ridley is going to have a monster day. Is my flag plant.
Yeah, I need to put together some lineups after this, and we'll be going back to Ridley for sure. Noel, Ertz or Patty Fry have PPR?
Patty Fry.
I'm going to go Ertz here. Kev, break the tie.
I'm going to go with Freiermuth.
Cowards. Full PPR, Tank Dell or Reynolds. Ooh, I like this one.
I actually like both of those guys. Man, if Amon-Ra is limited at all with his turf toe, Reynolds is the wide receiver 1 there. I actually like Reynolds, man. I'm telling you, with this personnel that the Lions have active, Reynolds averages 9 targets and 90 yards a game. I'm going to go Reynolds.
I like Reynolds here as well. Kev, do you have any strong feelings on this one?
I mean, I like Tank Dell, but I get the argument for Josh Reynolds, especially with just the lack of. And you also have to factor in Amon-Ra St. Brown dealing with his turf toe and all this stuff.
Somebody I can't remember who it was, but somebody called out when the Falcons play a ton of too high shell, and Amon-Ra is actually like not the first read against those defenses usually, so it could lead to a bigger day for the other guys.
Gator, would you drop either Hill or Bigsby for Tyjae Spears?
I definitely think Spears has the highest upside out of that group. I would probably drop Justice Hill.
Yeah.
And Bigsby and Spears definitely have the highest upside out of those.
Yeah. I mean, you have to. It's all about upside with that. I mean, Justice Hill, I just don't think has any. Gus Edwards could get hurt, and I still don't think the guy's going to be getting like 15, 18 touches a game. If Travis Etienne went down, Tank Bigsby's 100% going to get the.
And same with Derrick Henry.
Yeah, lion's share of the touches.
Tua or Goff for double M?
Tua.
Dalton, B-Rob, Pierce, Zach Moss. Full PPR on the flex.
Let's go Moss. He is literally not going to come off the field. He played 98% of the snaps last week.
I'm going to go Brian Robinson. Very similar situation. Just I don't like the matchup against the Ravens for Zach Moss, that defense.
I'm going to go Moss here as well. I think there's a better chance that Washington falls behind this game and we don't see Robinson get a ton of handoffs. So I'll go Moss for that reason. CHB, DK, or Pickens in the flex?
DK if he's active, which you'll know before Pickens plays at nighttime. So,
and then Kev, I guess you didn't answer this question. I think you did.
I was to say I did. So I'm
pick it. Yeah,
yeah. We were split on that one. Brunel, who should I start at flex in a full PPR league? Patty Fry, JSN, or Dillon?
I mean, you would think the answer would be A.J. Dillon, considering Aaron Jones is out, but he has been so dreadful.
And New Orleans is not a good matchup.
Oh, no. Yeah, all that too. But, you would just feel like, though, that.
Yeah, for sure.
That it would be, and it just has not been. He's been so incredibly bad.
I'll go Patty Fry. Unless DK's out. If DK's out, I like JSN.
Yeah,
you'll know the answer to that because it's 4:00 and Patty Fry's the night game.
I'm gonna go JSN.
Yeah, Patty Fry unless DK is out. Another one here from Leon. Ingram or Fergie Ferg?
Ooh, that's actually a tough one.
I'm gonna go Ingram on that one.
I'm gonna go Ferguson.
I'm gonna go Ingram.
Yep. Unreal Kings over on Twitch, full PPR at the RB2, Najee or Ford? This is where we're at.
On this, I'm going to go Najee.
I'm going to go Najee here as well.
I'm not playing. I can't play anybody. I don't want to play any running back against the Titans.
Yep, I get it.
How many more weeks?
At least Ford's going to be on the field.
How many more weeks is like the low-owned, or not the low-owned, the cheap, running back going to be playing the Titans?
I don't know. Who does Tennessee play next week? Well, it'll tell us who's going to get hurt this week.
Yeah, it has not been good in that regard. Yeah, I'll go.
They play the Bengals. So if Mixon gets hurt,
oh God,
fire up Chase Brown. Everybody pick up Chase Brown now.
Pittman or Myers?
I'll go Pittman.
Yeah, I agree.
Mordenheim, Pierce or Herbert?
Pierce.
I go Pierce here as well. Judy or Watson for Sushi Plug? Oh, I guess that's gonna be Judy since Watson is rolled out.
Yep.
Richard Hernandez, Standard League. We need a flex. London, Judy, Ford, Connor.
Judy.
I'm gonna go London here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go London.
Solid picks. Full Viking Chargers, Cousin, Kelly Williams, Allen Jefferson, Osborne, cheap one-offs, and Cowboys D. Is this a DFS? The solid picks hang out with you guys on DFS night?
I don't think so, but that sounds like
it does sound like a DFS question.
Just sounds like a full onslaught.
So if you had to pick a 4K and a below wide receiver, who would you go with? Is it Tank Dell?
Oh, it's Tank Dell. He's mispriced. Yeah, you have.
He is now, but like literally everybody's gonna play him. Like
it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Josh Reynolds last week.
I don't think he's the only one. Like I think Jaden Reed now definitely has opened up into that because he's only 3,800. And I said the same thing last week about Jaden Reed. Played a lot of him, and he was low owned, and he scored 19. And so yeah,
if you had made me pick somebody not Tank Dell below 4K, it'd be Craycraft or Berrios.
Okay.
Caleb, what's up, guys? What's up, Caleb? Start two in a full PPR: White, Moss, McLaurin, Reed. It's gonna be the last two for me.
Yeah, McLaurin and Reed.
I'm gonna go McLaurin and Rachaad White. Did we miss one of Bernil's? You said we forgot to answer the last question.
We will jump on that right after this, Brunel. Sorry about that if we did. Ra, appreciate the super chat. Need help, fellas. Love or Fields?
Fields.
And then we need two out of this group: Warren, Gainwell, Dobbs, Elijah Moore. Well, I guess we need a running back first, so Warren or Gainwell.
Finally get to say it. I'm looking forward to it.
Warren.
Jalen Warren.
And then in the flex, Gainwell, Dobbs, Elijah Moore.
Elijah Moore.
Yep, definitely did miss this one. Thanks for bringing that to our attention. Brunel, appreciate the super chat, Raw. Thank you very much. If you guys are new to the channel, please hit us with a like and a sub while you are at it. We do this every Sunday morning. Going to do waivers tonight, and then we go live on Wednesday nights as well, doing another round of start sits. So the second half of this question, another league, we need pick two at the flex. Patty, Warren, Pierce, Ford, JSN. This is a full PPR.
Warren and Pierce.
Yep.
Ferg or Hig?
Ferg.
Yep.
If Javonte can get 20 touches, he must start this week. I don't think he gets 20 touches, but I mean, he would be.
He had 19 week one. Well, opportunities, not touches, but carries and targets.
Yeah. What, had 5 catches for 6 yards or something like that?
Yeah.
It was 4 for 5, so something wild. I do like Javonte this week, Uzi. Let us know what are your other options, and we can try and work through this with you. Ken, should I drop Burks for Josh Reynolds? I would.
Yeah, I would too. I would. I don't know, because once Jameson Williams comes back, I think Reynolds' role gets a little murky.
Yeah, but I also think at that point, whoever picks up Burks is probably going to drop him. You know what I mean? So there's a chance, if you really like Burks, you can potentially pick him up again, or if you really wanted to, just trade for him on the cheap. I don't think that's going to be a situation where
if you need immediate help like today, I absolutely would play Reynolds over Burks today. But if this is like a rest of season question, I mean, I do like Reynolds, but I will say I think I like Jameson Williams more than Reynolds for rest of season. So I would consider, if it's a rest of season question, I'd even consider picking up Jameson Williams if he's available.
Garrett Wilson or AJ Dillon?
Oh, Wilson. God, that's gross. What have we come to where that's even a question?
Yeah. Right.
How much longer are the Jets going to go without trying to at least add a different quarterback? You know?
I don't know. Who do they trade for? Tannehill?
I mean, you could go. I mean, Jameis Winston could be somebody you could go after. I mean, sure, but he's
better than Zach Wilson.
He is a huge upgrade over Zach Wilson, you know? And so, like, I get it. Like, it's not
at least you know he's going to throw the ball to Garrett Wilson 15 to 16 times a game.
Yeah, maybe you go try to get, like, Jacoby Brissett. Like, you know, maybe something you could do. Like, you got to do something. Like, just sitting here thinking that Zach Wilson's going to somehow figure it out isn't the answer either in my mind. Oh, go see what Chad Kelly's up to, you know? I mean, he's always an option as well.
He's going to go pull McCown off of Carolina's coaching staff.
Ryan Fitzpatrick? Who wouldn't love some Fitzmagic?
Yeah, that would be awesome. Reynolds with DJ Moore here for Tam.
I assume that's Josh Reynolds, and I will go Josh Reynolds on this one.
TN, always coming through. Appreciate you, my man. Good to see you back in here. Half PPR on the flex. McKinnon, Boyd, Thielen, or Everett?
Thielen.
And make us work for this super chat.
That's another under 4K receiver there, Kev. Thielen, 39.
Yeah, see, I talked about him. You're like, gross.
It is.
He is gross.
It is gross.
But I actually think Andy Dalton is a better, I mean, for fantasy purposes and stuff, like, I think Andy Dalton is a better option than Bryce Young at this point. And so I do think Thielen can see a lot of targets. And so I do like Thielen. And he's on DK. He's 3,900 bucks. But on this question, so, like, Boyd is not an option with the likelihood of Joe Burrow being out. Gerald Everett is 4th or 5th in the option in targets on this offense right now. So he's tough to trust. And then you have McKinnon, who you never know what you're going to get with McKinnon, right? But, like, what seems to be is there was a lot of conversation surrounding it prior to the season. It was that they are not going to utilize him very much early in the year because they want to keep him fresh for later in the year and postseason. He is a 30-plus-year-old running back. I think he's 31. And so they're not wanting to utilize him as much. Like, you would have thought you would have saw more opportunities last week as a pass catcher, considering how that game went. No, he saw 3 targets. He's seeing less snaps than what he did last year. He's only seeing 30% of the snaps right now. And so he's just really tough to trust. Like, the game script kind of feels like it's not a bad opportunity for him. And would it surprise me if he scored a touchdown? No. But Thielen is just, to me, the safest option you could trust here. He's the number one. It's still early in the year, so we're not worried about him being banged up or anything like that. I mean, he easily could see 10 targets today. And so just the other options, I think you just have to go Adam Thielen. Like, McKinnon would be more of a later season option if I was, but right now, I just don't think you can for someone that's only playing 30% of the snaps. And they have so many wide receivers as well.
Tian, appreciate you, my man. We're going to leave this one up here. We need a quarterback here for Ken. Love, Goff, Russ, Watson, Geno.
Goff.
Yeah.
Don't need some tight end help. Kincaid, Kmet, or Ingram?
Ingram.
Ingram for me as well.
Especially with Zay
Tom
Jones
also
out.
said, you guys are awesome. Thanks again. Appreciate you, Dalton, for rocking with us and spending some of your Sunday with us as we get close to kickoff. KJ, Algier, or Gus Bus in a full PPR?
Gus.
Yeah.
Gus for me as well. JR, Judy, or Sanders in a flex?
Miles.
Judy.
I'm going to go Miles here. Okay, so 10-team standard format.
Judy.
So that'll still be Miles for me.
Yeah.
Judy or Michael Thomas for sushi?
Judy.
It's going to be Judy.
Crazy Zoe, Zach Moss, or Nico in a full PPR? I'm assuming we're all going to be Nico across the board.
Correct.
Another one here for JR. Would we drop Charbonnet for Gainwell, Warren, or Algier?
For
The
Warren
answer
absolutely.
Yes. The answer is for yes for any of them. Kevin, I'm assuming you're also on the Warren side between Gainwell, Warren, or Algier.
Yeah, of course.
CHB, Seahawks or Jags defense?
This is going to be Jags.
Jags.
Put it in reverse. Terry? Should I drop Dobbs or Spears to add A-Chain?
No. Jeff Wilson's going to come back, and A-Chain.
Yeah, it's been weird with him. A lot of buzz over the offseason, and then they just haven't utilized him at all.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be a thing at all this year.
I don't know if he's still working his way back from the injury that he suffered. Maybe they just don't feel comfortable with using him.
And he's a rookie.
Well, yeah, he's obviously a rookie, but you would also just feel like that they would utilize him a little bit more because they haven't really used any of the running backs in the passing game. I mean, Mostert, who's been playing a ton of snaps, is not seeing any. It's like he's seeing like a 6% target per out run rate.
Yep.
Even though
they're just chucking it deep
on the routes. Yeah. Maybe that changes today with no Jalen Waddle, but I don't know.
Pittman or Reynolds for Tam?
Pittman,
but that's closer than it should be.
I'll go Pittman too, Tam, unless like you're projected to lose by a bunch. Like if you needed like just swing for the fences, I would go Reynolds. Pittman in a vacuum, but if you need the upside, I do like Reynolds there. Boys, we did it. Looks like we're going to wrap up a little early. That's good for me. I still have to build some. I need to build DK lineups earlier in the week so I'm not scrambling on Sunday and trying to throw together something 5 minutes before lock. But that's what I'm going to do. I also need to go through and check my my season-long lineups as well. Maybe throw in some prize picks since we got a little extra time. So I appreciate all you for rocking with us. Appreciate all the super chats. If you guys have yet to do so, please hit us with a like and a sub. We also have a Discord. If any questions pop up throughout the day, throughout the week, we're answering questions over there as well. And like I mentioned earlier, we will be going live during halftime of the Sunday night game to look at waivers. And hopefully we don't have a situation like we did last week. Here's the last one here from Julian: Javonte, D-Hop, Jerome Ford.
Javonte.
Yeah.
Javonte for me as well. Thank you guys for spending a little bit of your Sunday with us. We'll see you soon. Good luck this week. Let's rack up some dubs. Let's cash some lineups, and we'll talk to you soon.